What up, y'all? It's a late ass fucking video, but hey, how about them games, man? The Jacksonville and Steelers. I was, me personally, I was thinking Jacksonville was gonna win that game. They're not gonna come in and be little bitches. You know what I mean? I expected them to put up a pretty good fight, and they did. They put up 21 points real quick. Yeah, and then how about that game, man? That Vikings and Saints, man, that was nice, wasn't it? That was a pretty cool game. They were both good games. You could tell playoff games are a lot different than, obviously, than regular season. Because they try a lot harder, and it's pretty obvious. It's just a lot better football. You see better blocks, man. Hey, what's up? Yeah, it's Monday and I'm deciding to make a video. I know, but yeah, man, I seen a couple good blocks. I had best blocks I've ever seen in my entire life, man. People blocking for their lives. But let's go ahead and get on with this Eagles game a little bit. Just a little thought on it. And that crowd was killing it, man. I was at my buddy's house and we were watching it at his new place, and my heart's just a racing, and that whole entire time, like legit, and start out the game with Jai fumbling the ball, and I was like, oh my god, like here we go. I was telling my buddy, I said, this is like the Eagle way. This is what the Eagles do. They beat themselves, and they're either a good team and they can bounce back, or they just collapse. My gut feeling is that they were gonna, bounce back. It's kind of been the motto all year long. Not really giving up and all that stuff. But gosh, let me tell you what, man. Ajayi, each running back basically had a fumble. Well, Ajayi actually had a fumble. I think Blunt had a fumble, but I think, was it a fumbled exchange? Ajayi plainly he had a fumble, but a Blunt I think was fumbled in the exchange, or maybe he did fumble it. And then I believe there was a fumble in the exchange to Corey Clement too, I believe. So that was, 3 fumbles right there. Plus, to Corey Clement, I think that's the one that was by the goal line, maybe. Or maybe that was one to Blunt. Well, where Foles just kind of, the ball's right there and he just jumps on it. So I believe that was 3 fumbles by us. Let me think. I don't think we had any more. But we had a bunch of dumb shit happen, man. Like, especially that punt where, Jones punts the ball, and our guys are, all around the ball, and the ball takes a weird bounce, and, comes the opposite way, and, it hits, whose foot did it hit? Was it Russell Douglas? Anyways, it hit him in his foot, and then it hit Brayman in his side. It said it hit 3 Eagles, but I can't figure out the third Eagle that hit it. But anyways, there was a few of them that hit the ball, and and of course they jump on it and get the ball, so gives them good field position. I believe there was Foles threw an interception, didn't he? Yeah, I don't know. I think he did, but no, I don't think he did. Almost did, I think. Oh, yeah, I think that was the one where it hit his knee. It hit the dude's knee, and it bounced up, and Torrey Smith caught it. That was pretty dope. Let's see. There is this... The game we were really bad, but that defense, held its own for the most part, but we wasn't getting any pressure. I mean, I don't know. I think we had a few sacks. Maybe three, maybe. I know Alshon Jeffrey had about 60 yards. Zach Ertz had a couple catches. Yeah, man, we ran the ball with a Jai 15 times. I'm pretty sure that's the most we've done. Pretty close to it. He only had like close to 60 yards in the game, so we split the ball up obviously between the three backs, and yeah, man. Halftime, I was telling my buddy, I said, "Man, I'm gonna have to go down and smoke me a cigarette because, man, I'm just really nervous. Being what it is, So, I get in my coat, put my coat on, and reach in my pockets, and I don't have the cigarettes. I'd left them in his car, and his girlfriend had taken the car, to her mom's or whatever, and so I didn't get a cigarette, but I made it. I didn't pass out, from being so nervous and whatnot, and turnover after turnover after turnover, pretty crazy, man. I'm not really sure if they had any turnovers or not. I want to think that we had an interception, but not really sure. The game kind of went by like a blur a little bit, Let's see. There's something else I want to talk about. Oh, yeah, I think it was kind of funny that, like, Atlanta just couldn't do anything. I mean, for the most part, we were stopping the run, but, they were getting their little bit of yards, and then Matt Ryan was getting his passes to Julio, and, they were getting it done, especially that last drive, and, they're getting their, 20-yard passes downfield, and they get down there, and, we stop them, but Julio Jones, when he slips, and, man, when we kicked that field goal and at the end and took the lead, I thought about 2013 when the same thing happened against the Saints when we went downfield and we kicked the field goal and we took the lead with was there like 6 minutes left on the clock? Of this game, there was like 6 or 8 minutes, I believe. And I told my buddy, I said, man, it feels like it's going to be 2013 all over again, leave the field with a lead, but, they're going to end up going downfield and kicking a field goal. So, or no, let's see. Yeah, they needed a touchdown. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they needed a touchdown, not a field goal, but nonetheless, it was still the same kind of feeling. I was hoping they wouldn't get down there and, take the lead the last minute and win the game. But, our defense, I believe we have, top 3 red zone defense in the league, so, I believe it said, there was a stat that came up, it said the Eagles have allowed 0 points in the second half all season long. So I think pretty sure that's what it was. Something like that. That doesn't sound right. It's a stat like that. We have a really good red zone defense. Our corners played pretty good. Shut down Julio for the most part. Not really. He had 100 yards, I think, but we did pretty good. That was awesome towards the end of the game when Lane Johnson had on that mask. That was pretty cool, I thought. That locker room was pretty lit after the game. I don't know if you guys seen, but Jeffrey Lurie was doing some dance moves. that was pretty lit. So, yeah, man. I expected us to put up a fight, but realistically, I wasn't expecting to win. I was expecting us to lose, but I knew we had a chance. with Atlanta having playoff experience when they played the Rams last, they played the Rams, you could just tell that the Rams weren't ready. And the Falcons were because they'd been there before. It's kind of like the same situation. But, it's just a different feel between the Rams and the Eagles. Eagles are a good team, the Rams, eh. Speaking of which, I get the same feeling from the Jaguars I get for the Eagles. When they were just, the Jaguars are just, like, the Jags were just running that ball with Fournette, and I was like, man, they're just killing it, like, and then Fournette gets hurt, and I was like, whoa, like, he looks bad, like, he can't even walk, barely, he's limping, and then, like, he comes out to the field, like, 5 minutes later, and I'm like, what did they do to that guy? So, I don't want to make this video long. It's fucking 11 minutes already, so, probably get like 5 views on it. I just want to get my opinion out there, about the game, fucking 2 days later. But, I was kind of waiting for the games to be over with and, been drinking, so. But the funny thing is, though, with that last game with the Vikings and Saints, I was hanging out with Ashley, with Zoe, and we were watching the game, but we decided to go out and get some food at the start of the fourth quarter, and I missed a lot. Yeah. I was at the store, and dude was telling me, he's like, go Eagles, and, he said, he's like, man, did you watch that game with the Vikings and Saints? I said, man, I left the fourth quarter, and he's like, dang, you missed a lot. And he told me, and Stephon Diggs had that last-minute touchdown, complete luck, and, but it is what it is. Oops. It is what it is. I knew I was going to miss something. Playoffs has 2 awesome games. I mean, super fire. But, so yeah, we'll face the Vikings in Philly next Sunday, right? Oh man. That stadium's gonna be lit as fuck. It's gonna be like the last game times 2. It's gonna be loud and colder. So we'll see what happens. I'll definitely be watching it, man. So let's keep this going. And the Eagles are loving being the underdogs, big time. And they're embracing it. So we're 1 game away from the Super Bowl, y'all. And see what happens. You never know, man. Nick Foles, all he has to do is play okay, and we could just run that ball. Anything can happen with a good defense. So, alright. We'll see what happens next week, I believe the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to beat the Patriots. I'm calling it now. Beat a 40-year-old Tom Brady. And, yeah, we're going to beat the Vikings. And, I believe, in my opinion, it's going to be the Jaguars and the Eagles for the Super Bowl, the 2 underdogs of the season. Either that or the Vikings, but I'm going with my Eagles. So Eagles Jaguars for the Super Bowl. This will be a good game, and expect it to be a high-scoring game. So, all right, y'all. I'm gonna check on out of here. Let's go Eagles, and got that win, man. All right, man. Take care. Be safe.